Hey, everybody. So, today we are talking about should marriages be 50-50 or are marriages 50-50? Either way, 50-50 in marriages. And so, I'm speaking from personal experience. Been with my partner 26 years. We were together since 1996, together 7 years, then married in 2003. And so we've been married approaching 19 years. So I'm speaking from 26 years of serious, monogamous relationship and marriage. And so that's what I feel is a huge bonus when you can speak from personal experience, especially over an extended period of time, because over time I have learned so much and am still learning. So as I always state, I am not a certified medical expert. I'm speaking strictly from experience. If you feel you have any type of concerns or things that you want to work out, your situation may require, some type of medical or physician recommendations that I'm not offering. I'm literally just offering my testimony, my insight, my personal experience, my personal thoughts on the subject. So, are marriages 50-50? My short answer is no. No. There's no way they're 50-50. And there's no way that we should expect that they be 50-50. We shouldn't even expect it to be 50-50 because in reality, it just doesn't add up. There's no way a marriage, a relationship could ever be 50-50 because from a point of view of a husband and wife with children, that sets it apart right there. I'm speaking from a woman's point of view, so I'm definitely going to defend the contributions of the woman while still recognizing the contributions of the man, of the husband. And I'm saying that because, the fact that we bear children, we carry these children, we bear these children, we lay our life on the line to make sure these children are here. And most of us have to be the primary caretaker, usually. Once that child is born, we are the ones that really, we have to be there as mothers. We have to be there. We nurse them, you know, extended periods of time. Like I nursed my son all the way up to 2 years and 9 months. And I nursed my daughter all the way up from 2 years and 5 months. And I was their primary source of food. I mean, and that alone was just a huge responsibility that never stops. Like literally, you're with your kids when you're nursing them like 24 hours. Like you never really get a break because in the middle of the night, in the morning, there's always a time when they need you. And that doesn't change. Like throughout their toddlers and infancy, and my kids are waking up now and they're because even making a video, they expect me to drop everything to 10 for them, and so, and I should. And I usually do. And most women do. Most mothers do. And that's the thing. It's like, we just naturally do that. And we give up our right to go out and earn an income. We give up our right to, be liberated and free because we want to make sure that our children are our priority, as they should be, So that alone to me separates the idea that a marriage or a relationship can be 50-50. Like those are tasks that can't be reciprocated. They just can't. It's certain things that you just can't reciprocate even if you try to do it in other ways. Now, does that mean that, each party is not giving equally? They're both giving, but I wouldn't say necessarily equally because, it's hard to measure the sacrifices that comes with motherhood. that's a sacrifice that is like unmatched to me. Like, I mean, you just don't, you're literally laying down your life to even give birth to a child, to allow a child to constrict you to grow into your womb. It's a blessing. It is a blessing. But yet it's such a sacrifice that it can't really be matched. You can't add that up to something and say, oh, well, that's equal to this, because it never will be. So that's my true opinion and thoughts on that. And I look at it in an instance from a more traditional approach. Many people are outside of tradition. Many people have relationships where they are like just as active as their partner. The women are putting their children in daycare. The women are putting their children on family members. And women are, getting up and going to work and chasing the money just like the male. But it's still, even doing that is not the same, because she just have to do extra in order to just to do exactly what he's doing. It's like you got to take some extra steps just to make sure that you can still do the paper chase. And so it's still not equal in that form. But for me, it's still the same in a different way. I try to chase paper from home, making that my primary base is my home. I'm not looking for jobs. I'm not filling out applications. I'm not trying to work for anybody. I'm using my efforts to do entrepreneur ventures, and they have not really been successful, to be honest. So it's another blow, because it's like I am putting forward efforts and they're not being rewarded financially. But are they being rewarded mentally? Yes. Like mentally, I feel good. I'm like, yes, I'm trying. I've done so many entrepreneur ventures that just make me feel like as the years go by, I've planted some big seeds, and I'm able to go back and build on those seeds because I planted them from the very beginning. It's just like, even in my womb, when my kids were in my womb, when my kids came out, I never stopped. I just, instead of trying to do it for someone else and work for someone else and pursue a different job or pursue a career, or, I did it within my own reach, from my home, my base, from my standards. And so they didn't really go anywhere financially, but they were some great ideas that I was able to share with other people who have been in my position, who was looking for, opportunities to try to make the stay at home deal work, and they didn't know where to start, and it may not have been successful for them either. But for me, mentally, it's rewarding knowing that even though I had such a big task of being a caretaker, and I chose to make that be my priority, to keep order, I feel like it's so much that is not, you can only balance so much. You're either there for your kids or you're not. As simple as that. If you're not, then someone else is doing that job. I'm not like, people have to do what they have to do. So I understand that. But it's just the bottom line is, then that opens up doors for them to be taught or exposed to things, or, you to miss out on time that you can never get back. Or, once things happen, like, the worst case scenarios, different things that happen, there's nothing you could do to reverse that. So those are things that you risk when you allow yourself to put that responsibility on somebody else. And many people have no choice. So I totally am not closed-minded to the fact that some people just have to do what they have to do. But I am speaking from my point of view, from people in my situation. And that is a person that's married, and they're married to a husband that is the primary caretaker financially, and I'm in the back seat just caring for my family, holding down the fort at home. So I'm the homemaker, and he's the financial, you know, stability, because, I feel the balance is I can't do both. Me, like, you can do both, but it's not, when I say can't do both, you can't be present with your children and out on a career working. So I chose to be present with my children. Yeah, you could do both. You could be a parent, but you can send your kids off to caretaking and then still work. But that's still like you're doing one or the other. I chose to do the other. Be here, present with my children, present for my husband. And just like, that's my choice. It came with a huge setback financially because I am educated. I am, able. I can go out and make money. But for me to choose to focus my energy, my time, my years, my prime on my household, that's something that, you know, it was a choice. And you know, I feel that it's just like one of those things where it seems to people that I'm taking an easy route. And it's like people think that staying home is easy. That's one of the hardest sacrifices. There's so much going on in the world. It's so much. Time doesn't wait. It's so many material things you can obtain from working. You are financially rewarded from working. When you are up nursing your kids at 1 and 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, nobody's paying you a check for that. When you stay home with them and you're cooking them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, nobody's paying you for that. When your husband comes home from work or when he wakes up to go to work and you're cooking him breakfast and dinner, you're cleaning the house, you're doing the laundry. These are tasks that need to be done. They're domestic tasks that has to be done, but you're the one doing it. You're serving your family. When you go to a restaurant, you serve somebody, they're waiting on their tip, and fairly so. And so you don't get those tips. You don't get that financial reward for your labor. So it's almost like you're doing labor by choice. By choice. It's nobody's forcing you, but it's just the fact that that's your choice to sacrifice and do that. And I'm speaking from people that actually take responsibility and do what needs to be done in their homes. Like not those who are just home, with their kids, but those who are home like me. I homeschool my kids. I have to get up in the morning. I exercise. I'm always thinking of how can I be a better wife? How can I be a better mom? So I got a schedule. I got goals. I got expectations for myself. I get up. I have to make sure my personal hygiene is taken care of. I have to make sure I'm thinking of what am I going to feed the kids? If my husband is here and it's early enough to where I can feed him, what am I going to feed him? What breakfast am I going to make? Then I get up. I have to exercise. I got to prepare Monday through Friday for school. I got to get up. I have a schedule. I have to do stuff with my kids. I don't want them just here with me, just sitting here. No, we're active. I exercise on my own, then I exercise with them. I try to interact with them. So I don't just leave them to media and television and games and things like that. Yes, they have all of that. Yes, they're on that stuff. But I try to make it my business to take time, to use energy, to interact with them, play a little, laugh a little, talk a little, read the Bible with them, discuss the Bible with them daily, at least Monday through Friday. And then do school with them. Literally sit with them, not sit them on a computer, sit with them and manually read the directions, direct them, guide them, do it with them. I'm there. And so these are things, it's like huge jobs that people who are doing these jobs are in a profession getting a salary. I'm not getting a salary. And that's my choice. I get it. That's my choice. And I'm just grateful that I have the things I need to allow me to be able to do that, and a roof over my head, a husband that's at least willing to provide my essential needs, because I'm not like overindulging or, when one income is present, you definitely have limits. When one income is present, you definitely have to watch, what you're spending. So I'm sacrificing that. I can't just go and splurge and do these different things. Do I get to do some things? Yes. Yes, I do get to go and get my hair done sometimes. I do get to go and get my nail done sometimes. I get to get a few pieces here and there off the internet or whatever, but it is limited. So what I'm saying is he is making a sacrifice as well, because he is sacrificing his income to take care of his entire family. You know what I'm saying? And some people are willing to work, and have an income to where that will relieve that burden off their partner some. And so what he's doing is definitely a sacrifice. What he's doing should be appreciated. His contributions should be appreciated, and they should be acknowledged, and they should be honored, because some people just are not responsible enough to even depend on. Some spouses, you can't depend on them. Even if they have a job, they're not responsible with the income that they have. So I definitely appreciate that contribution from my husband. But at the same time, they're different contributions. They're not 50-50. They're both sacrificial, but it's not equally balanced. He gets off work, he chill, he relaxes. Okay, I went for 8 hours, now I'm relaxing. He get off work, I've been working all while he been working. But when he get off, guess what? Now I have to cater to him. Hey, honey, welcome home. You hungry? You need anything? What can I do? And it's like, no one's asking me what can they do for me, because I've been working all day too. But just since I'm at home, it's like, oh, well, you're home, so you're relaxing. So I'm the one that's coming off work. Never minding that my work has started before his work started. I'm doing equally, if not more. So it's just in a different setting. It's in a different setting, and that's why you know it's hard to say 50-50. I really don't like when I hear people say that, because people really don't have a good outlook when they see that. Now I know it's different scenarios where there may not be children, and both are going to work, both are contributing, both are splitting the bills. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But we're talking from a marriage point of view, children involved, and one parent is the primary caretaker, and one parent is the primary financial person. And usually that financial person is put up on a pedestal, because we know bills are always coming around. And so, in my situation, I feel, my husband puts himself on a pedestal, like I'm the financial person, like I'm the one contributing. And sometimes I feel that my contributions are not, they're acknowledged, but they don't seem to be identified with as much value, because it's I'm home and the things I do are with my children, and I'm supposed to take care of my children. But when you look at the cost of, if I put this responsibility out in public service, somebody else do it, it has a cost with it. And the cost will probably be split between myself and my husband. And these are costs across the board: laundry, house cleaning, homeschooling, and it's so much more, serving food. All of these are major industries that people are paid for their services. So, these are services that they're paid for. But usually when you're home, I think people look at it like, well, you're home. Like, that's your family. You're supposed to do that. But in reality, labor should always be rewarded financially. And so, because other people, if I gave this responsibility to someone else, they will be rewarded financially and thanked and appreciated and recognized. So, to me, it's no different. So, I mean, trying to do this is definitely something that I feel is worth it. Why? Because I get to see the upbringing of my children. I get to instill the upbringing. I get to instill the values. I get to monitor what's going inside of them. I get to monitor what's influencing their mindsets. I get to be here to be that foundation, for my husband. When he comes home, he know I'm here. I'm home. I'm ready. I'm available. I'm available. And so I'm not just like, just feeling like, it's worthless. And, I feel like it's creating a great value, and especially in a world where it's so much disorder. I think most of our like worldly violence and most of our worldly just like uprisings and all of these things are coming from disorder. Like, I believe there is a place for each partner. Like, there's duties. We're different. I am a woman. He is a man. There are duties. That doesn't mean I can't do what he can't do. But if my body is designed to give birth to a woman, I'm sorry, if my body as a woman is what I was trying to say, as a woman, if my body is designed to give birth to children, then naturally it will be expected that I will be expected to make myself available to raise those children. For a year, they can't do anything. So that automatically shows you there's laws like universal laws that women have certain duties already cut out for them. This isn't nothing to do with society. It isn't nothing to do with oppressing women and putting them in their place and saying they should do this or that. It's literally the law of like the law of like natural natural human functions. Like, we bear children. What do we do when we bear our children? They're under one, they can't do anything for themselves. We were in a time where we just didn't have that type of leisure to just put them in daycare, because most women, the source of food was nursing. So even if we created different ways to break away from that, it still originally shows that we have different duties and expectation as sexes. So one sex has certain functions that they are naturally able to produce and do, and the other one does also. So I'm saying, when we're operating in our natural abilities and our natural expectations, then that creates order. It creates balance. It creates like order. And so that's why the topic of should marriages, or marriages 50-50? No. To me, marriages are just what they are. They're unions where each partner contributes differently. It's the same goals but different roles. Like, they both contribute, and there's no need to measure who's giving more or who's giving less. It's not about that. So to put that expectation out there is automatically like, it's just like, it doesn't make sense, because it's not true. There's no 50-50. That's my opinion. Thank you guys for listening. I hope this advice helps someone. And always remember, you are not alone. We are all going on this journey of marriage and growth and trying to find answers to complicated marital issues that only time can help us understand and experience. So, thank you. Remember to subscribe. I make these videos out of my wisdom from my years of marriage experience, but I definitely would love to be rewarded for my contributions. So please hit that subscribe button and look out for more videos. Thank you.